The heat bore down on the cul-de-sac like an angry sun god. Lawnmowers buzzed in the distance, kids screamed through sprinklers, and the occasional bark of a dog punctuated the lazy afternoon. On 47 Maple Ridge Lane, the garden bloomed defiantly, a riot of color, native wildflowers mixed with pollinator plants, a winding gravel path, and a handmade wooden archway covered in flowering vines. Lena knelt in the soil, her hands stained with the earth she loved. Sweat clung to her neck, but she didn't mind. She was used to working in the heat. It calmed her. Then came the sound. A low, rumbling thunder from up the street. It grew louder, heavier, mechanical, a sound that didn't belong in their quiet suburb. She straightened slowly, wiping her brow, and turned to look. 3 motorcycles came around the bend, big Harleys with matte black finishes, chrome snarling in the sunlight. The lead rider was thick-necked, bald, and wore a denim vest with a patch on the back that read, Property Enforcement Unit. They rolled up slowly and stopped right in front of her house. The engines idled, growling like beasts. Lena stood. "Can I help you?" The bald man cut his engine. The others followed. He pulled off his sunglasses and stared at her. "Ma'am, this your property?" "Yes," she said, eyes narrowing. "Can I ask who you are?" He stepped off the bike. The patch on his front read, Deke. His boots were scuffed, and a tattoo of a flaming skull peeked out from beneath his sleeve. "Name's Deke. I'm with the HOA Enforcement Committee. You've been notified 3 times about violations, non-regulation landscaping, unauthorized structures, attracting vermin with organic composting. You ignored those notices." "That's not true," Lena said, standing her ground. "I responded. Twice. My husband emailed your office. We even appealed the citations." The second biker chuckled, spitting on the pavement. "Doesn't look like you appealed hard enough." Deke walked over to the garden path and nudged the gravel with his boot. "This walkway's over regulation width. The HOA guidelines, Section 4, Paragraph B, specifically state that any permanent landscaping modifications require board approval." "You didn't get it." Lena folded her arms. "This is harassment. I'm allowed to have a garden." "Not this kind," Deke said. "HOA wants conformity. Not a damn jungle." She took a step forward. "Why are you here with motorcycles? Why not send a letter like normal people?" He smirked. "Because you didn't listen the first 3 times." A door slammed behind her. It was James, her husband, coming out in shorts and a Free the Bees t-shirt. "Hey!" he yelled, jogging over. "What the hell is going on?" "Your wife's garden violates community standards," Deke said, arms out. "We're just here to encourage compliance." "Encourage?" James said, voice rising. "You brought bikers to intimidate my wife?" "We're within our rights," Deke said flatly. "Bullshit," James said. "You're a bunch of cosplaying thugs. This is a neighborhood, not a biker bar." "Sir," Deke said calmly, "we're not here to argue. We're here to let you know this is your final warning. If it's not removed in 72 hours, we'll file for summary abatement and begin HOA-sponsored removal. And trust me, you don't want the HOA's landscapers involved. They don't care about your pollinator-friendly vision board." The third biker, silent until now, leaned forward. "They bring bulldozers, pal." James took a step forward, but Lena put a hand on his chest. "No," she said softly. "Not now." Deke looked at her. "You've been warned." They mounted up. Engines roared. Gravel kicked. And just like that, they were gone, the smell of gasoline lingering like a curse. Inside, James paced in front of the fridge. "This is insane. It's our yard. Our property. They've been gunning for us ever since I stopped going to the meetings," Lena said, nursing a glass of water. Remember when I voted against their lawn treatment contract? Because it kills bees. Exactly. Ever since then, they've been passive-aggressive. Notes on the mailbox. Complaints about our compost. Now this. James stopped pacing. They sent bikers. What even is the Property Enforcement Unit? That's not in the bylaws. She looked at him. I'm not backing down. He sighed. Okay, then we fight. They spent the next 2 days preparing. Lena posted photos of the garden online. It went semi-viral on the local Facebook group. Comments flooded in, some supportive, others snarky about hippies and regulations. A few neighbors came by to offer moral support. One brought a petition. But then came the letter, formal HOA letterhead, signed by the board president herself, Martha Langford. Asterisk notice of final abatement. Your property is in continued violation of HOA standards. Enforcement will commence at 9 a.m. on Thursday. Presence of homeowner not required. Asterisk. They were really going to do it. Thursday, 8:52 a.m. Lena stood on the lawn, arms crossed. James beside her. They wore wide-brimmed hats and t-shirts that read, "Gardens are not crimes." Then came the rumble. For motorcycles this time, plus a pickup truck loaded with tools. The HOA's landscaper followed in a white van. Deke dismounted, holding a clipboard. You've been notified. And we're not moving, James said. You understand we have legal authority to proceed? Lena held up a printout. Actually, you don't. We filed for emergency injunctive relief with the county clerk this morning. Deke's face twitched. That's a bluff. No, Lena said. It's not. We emailed a copy to your office and served a paper copy to the HOA's legal counsel. He looked at the clipboard. That doesn't mean. It means, a voice said, you better not take one goddamn step onto that lawn. It was Mr. Lang, the retired lawyer from 2 houses down. He stood at the curb with a camera. Behind him, 3 other neighbors with phones filming. You touch anything, Lang said, and I'll make sure this ends up in court, the news, and the state bar's ethics board. Deke glared. The other bikers looked uncertain. Martha Langford herself pulled up in her BMW. Got out, flustered, furious. This is a private matter. Everyone needs to disperse. Mr. Lang turned to her. You've gone too far, Martha. You think you're a queen. You're a tyrant with a clipboard. This is about rules, she snapped. No, Lena said, stepping forward. It's about control. And I'm not afraid of you. Martha's eyes narrowed. We'll see about that. 3 hours later, the temporary injunction was confirmed by the county. The HOA was barred from taking action until a full hearing. The garden, for now, was safe. That night, the neighborhood buzzed. Some called Lena a hero, others a troublemaker, but no one could deny something had changed. A week later, Lena and James sat under the archway, sipping iced tea. You think they'll back off? He asked. She smiled at the bees dancing on the flowers. No. But we made it clear, we're not going anywhere. Just then, a small boy on a bike rode by and yelled, "Cool jungle!" Lena laughed. Exactly.